folks, welcome to another episode of Otter Creek Outdoors. Today's episode features spring turkey hunting in New England. It was kind of an interesting start to this turkey season. I have some toms across the street from my house, and I'm able to hunt the property behind my house. However, for some reason, these birds would travel down the road past my neighbor's house and then cut into the woods, and I wasn't having any luck trying to even get gobbles out of them once I was in the woods. So I decided to set up in my driveway with my bow and just wait to see what happens. I think you'll enjoy it. Next to my house. Well, I guess we have more than one bird. I have seen as many as 4 jays. They stay away from the top, usually beats up on them. Folks, these Birds have been coming through my front lawn every morning. I go a couple hundred yards up in the woods where I could take a shot with my shotgun, and with no luck, they won't come. So I've been watching them. They cut across my lawn. I put a couple of hen decoys out. 2 hens came. Look at that rage broadhead. Perfect shot. In one side, out the other. Unfortunately, for my Hoyt bow, unfortunately, I shot him right here at 20 yards in my driveway. He takes a couple of hops and a walk and ends up across the street in my neighbor's lawn. And I know that might be unsettling for some people, so I drove over in my car, pulled in the driveway, grabbed it, threw it in the back of my truck, and got him home. Not a bad little before work turkey. Stay tuned for more turkey hunting action on Otter Creek Outdoors. This next hunt, we have this property that we're the second tier of hunters. In other words, some other group of guys have first crack. When they're done, we're allowed to go in. So, considering I've been turkey hunting for probably 15 years, was a rookie mistake. I set up mid-morning on a pond, and I obviously set up on the wrong side. I guess I didn't know which way the turkeys were coming from. However, they came from the other side of the pond, and as you can see, even the jakes react in a certain way when they come to such an obstacle. I don't know how we're going to get them past there's a pond right here. But they're coming. 3 of them. I don't know how they're going to get over the pond, if they'll fly, walk around, or hang up. They're coming, but I don't know how they're going to get 70 yards. I don't think there's a way around the backside. Here comes a big Tom. I don't know what happened to the jakes. The Tom struts every once in a while, but he's coming. He's interested. There he goes. Now I'm kind of in a predicament, because if these birds come around the backside of him, just strutted. All I get hope is that the jakes don't pick us off. We got 3 jakes and a tom hung up on the other side of the pond. I don't know how we're going to get to them. And they don't know how they're going to get to us. Now, as a result, you can see we never got any closer to those birds. We did try sneaking around the pond inside the tree line, but it was too much, and we lost the birds. This next little piece of footage is interesting. My grandson and I were turkey hunting, and he's going, "Bear, Papa, bear." And sure enough, down the trail from us is this bear. And I thought it'd be interesting to show this footage. And also, notice how the bear reacts each time I yelp. A bear here. Good call, Anthony. It is the same bear. He don't know what we are, but he knows he shouldn't come near us. circling around us. He might be hungry, Anthony. I guess this is his neighborhood now. He's interested in the calls, isn't he?
Yes.
I'm going to call him in, Anthony. Hopefully he'll gobble.
Is that a big bear?
He loves to yelping. Folks, this next hunt, I'm driving by a property and there's a number of birds in the back of the field. I'm not sure what they are, hens, jakes, toms. So I come in from the other direction. I stalk my way as close as I can. And it turns out it's a group of 4 or 5 jakes. Wait till you see what happens. I don't get all of it on video, but you'll see the results. Well, folks, been hunting hard this morning, haven't had any luck. Last spot I had a couple gobbles, but the birds weren't coming in. I just drove into this other property. There's a, on the other side of the field, there's a bunch of birds there. Some hens maybe and some jakes or toms. I think I heard some gobbles. The question is, I got to figure out how I'm going to get there, but I'm going to try and pull a stalk on them. Nobody else hunts this property and there's nobody here, so it shouldn't be a problem. Folks, I've been hunting hard this morning, getting towards the end of the turkey season, and I came to this last location and I saw 4 jakes in the field here. So I drove around to the other end of the property and I stalked them. No one else hunts here. And I used this just in case I needed some help, but apparently I didn't. They were feeding away from me. They were 67 yards when I first saw them. So I gave some yelps. For some reason they were looking that way, which is another field. Maybe they didn't think the pile of logs would hold a turkey. So they started working their way towards the back field, but by coming closer to me. And I took one. After he dropped, it was about 53 yards. After he dropped, 2 headed back into the woods, and the 3rd jake come running right towards me. I could have dropped him, but I want to try and take a tom before the end of the season. I got 1 more week, so. Then he disappeared, so I finally went to get my bird, and there he was with the dead jake. Could have shot him. I had another opportunity to shoot him, but I didn't. This next hunt is fall season. My grandson Anthony had just gotten his gun license, and this was his first hunt with this shotgun and for fall turkey. And it's just an incredible opportunity, and what he accomplished was just phenomenal. I hope you enjoy this. Folks, it's opening day of turkey season. Anthony just got his license, and we're on a property in Enfield. We stalked we're stalking a group of hens. There's about 6 hens we saw sitting in the edge of a field, and then right after them we drove down the road, and now another group of birds, maybe 100 yards past, crossed the road onto our side. So we got 2 groups of birds. I suspect the second group is either jakes or toms. So we'll see if we can't sneak up on these birds. Fall turkey hunting, the calling doesn't necessarily work so great. We'll see how we do. Stay tuned. We just came from that way. Now they're moving back in that direction. We thought they were coming this way. Now they changed directions. They're heading south. So we got to go cut them off on the other side. There's the sentry right up there, standing on the pavement. There's turkeys they're right on the other side there. We lost sight of them. We're going to try and sneak up on them. If we fail at the sneak, we're going to start screaming and try and bust them up and then call them back together. Lean against the transformer. Anthony got his first turkey with a gun. Congratulations, buddy. That's what hunting's all about.
So today was opening day of fall turkey season. Just got my license today. Got it from Dick's Sporting Goods. We came to this property that we know has a lot of turkeys. We also deer hunt here. And we drove by, there's a bunch of turkeys in the field. So we parked, we came out into the field, tried stalking them, did some calling. They weren't coming. So we went towards them, and they backed away from us. We went that way, they went the other way. It was a back and forth game with all of us. So we just decided, after we set up, we tried calling, they still wouldn't come in. So we walked up, and when we sat down, I saw her put her head up, a perfect shot, about a 40-yard shot with my 12 gauge, 3-inch shell. And we're gonna see if we can stalk another one. And thank you for the great opportunity, my grandpa couple.
You got it, buddy. Hey, first shot of you fired out of that brand new shotgun I've been saving for you for 7 years. It paid off. And you got the bird on one shot. I'm so proud of you, Anthony. You're a real sportsman. I noticed when you thought you had the shot, you took the safe off. When you realized you had no shot, without me even telling you, you put the safe back on. Really good sportsmanship, great safety, great ethics. Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
I love you, buddy.
Love you too.
Folks, we just got out the rangefinder. 58-yard shot. I know that's hard to believe. Remington 870 Express. I won it at a banquet about 7 years ago. I saved it for Anthony because I knew he was going to be a hunter. And the first time he fires it, it's his first gun season. We just picked his license up. He got his safety certificate just this week. So it can't be any more first than that. This next hunt, I've never been to this property, and I was calling for a friend of mine, Tony. I had no gun of my own, even though he said it was okay to bring one. And Tony was hunting with a 20 gauge. And as you could see, there's limitations to that 20 gauge. So watch this hunt and see what you learn from it, and we'll come back to it afterwards. It's Monday. We got the full moon out there. I'm hunting with Tony. We're in a new place in Suffield that hasn't been hunted yet. We got a couple of birds coming in quiet. Could be jakes. Coming, Tony, they're coming. There's a group of hens to our left. Yeah, I know. Here comes the Jakes now. I think Tony's gonna pass. They're running. After those toms walked by us, they headed to our left. There was a group of hens, and then the Jakes followed. And I began cutting like crazy. I couldn't do that in videotape, but I began cutting like crazy, and the birds actually left the hens and came back towards us. Don't sit down, sit down, sit down, sit down. Get ready. Now it's obvious to see that had Tony had a 12 gauge, we probably could have took those toms right out of the gate. When they first came out into the field, they were 45, 50 yards, but that's a little bit too long for 20 gauge. The other lesson learned here is when you shoot a bird and there's multiple birds around, stay seated. Once he shot the bird, the turkeys were in turmoil, running around in circles. I kept calling, and the birds stayed in range. Unfortunately, Tony missed, and then we didn't have an opportunity at the toms because of that. What a beautiful morning. Tony's going to get his Jake. I'm so shocked at how this all went down. Never heard a gobble. All of a sudden heard a bunch of hens yelping like crazy to the left of us. They must have saw the decoy spread and got upset. Toms came out quiet, did not gobble, and they came into the field. I thought they were Jakes because they were so quiet. And Toms went to the hens immediately. Thanks for watching another episode of Otter Creek Outdoors. And remember, when you have an opportunity, bring it to the next generation. God bless. Thanks for watching.